When I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every moment to help me get large. But now that I'm grown, I ate 5 dozen eggs, so I'm roughly the size of a barge. Sorry. The original animated Beauty and the Beast came out in 1991. Hey, that was the same year I was born. And it is a classic among all the Disney animated movies. Hell, this movie was the first animated movie to be nominated for Best Picture. And with the live action Beauty and the Beast getting ready to go into theaters, I thought I'd review the original animated Beauty and the Beast. Now, the original animated Beauty and the Beast, it is one of my favorite animated films of all time. Like I've always professed that, for me at least, the golden age of Disney animation was always all the movies that came out between 1989 and 1999, which consists of The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, Pocahontas, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Mulan, and Tarzan. But it's really the early years of what they call the Disney Renaissance that really brought Disney where they are now. But yes, I do love the original animated Beauty and the Beast. I had this movie on VHS. Still to this day, I wore this VHS tape out. And of course, I had to get it on Blu-ray in my adult life. So yeah, I have the VHS and the Blu-ray. The circle comes full circle, you know? So yeah, in the original animated Beauty and the Beast, I just love how it opens up. It tells the story about Prince Adam, which is the name of the beast I'm just now hearing about. But the prince, you know, he's just mean, spoiled, and selfish and unkind. And this woman comes at his door and tells him, "Hey, can you please let me in? Give me shelter." And the beast is like, "No." And then the old lady turned into a beautiful enchantress, and he tried to apologize, but it was too late. And so he turned him into a hideous monster. And then all his servants in the castle, she tells him, "Hey, if you can learn to love another and earn her love in return by the time the flower blossoms down on your 21st birthday, then the spell will be broken. If not, you're going to be a beast forever." But in the case, we got Belle, which a lot of guys, white people mainly, say that she's the hottest Disney princess ever. But I've always thought Princess Jasmine is the hottest Disney princess ever. But in any case, Belle, she's beautiful. You know, she's one of the town folks, but she's not like one of the town's folks. She wants more of adventure. She can read, and everyone just thinks of her weird for thinking that. And then she has a father in which her father is a bit weird and he's an inventor, but then he comes across this castle in which the castle is the castle of the beast. He imprisons him, and then Belle eventually finds him, and then Belle, he's trying to free her father, but the beast is not having it. And so she said, "Here, take me instead." And then the beast is like, "Okay, hot Disney princess, okay, fine, whatever." And so throughout the course of the movie, the two of them pretty much just go back and forth, but then they end up falling in love with each other. And so throughout the course of the movie, the two of them just pretty much go back and forth because the beast is stubborn, and to Belle's credit, she is polite, but he's not having them because, you know, he's too stubborn. But then the two of them come together, and then they fall in love. Now, right off the bat, what makes this story works is the characters. Like, again, I love Belle. Now, Princess Jasmine is my favorite Disney princess, but Belle comes, I guess, a close second because, you know, she's not like any other ordinary Disney princess. You know, she can... not just the fact that she can read, but, you know, she's not like the other townsfolk. Like it even says in the song Belle, and, you know, everyone's just wondering, like, she's a bit weird. She's in the fact that, you know, she's willing to pretty much imprison herself in place of her father. That's just says a lot about her character. Now the Beast, he is one of my favorite male Disney characters. You know, I just love him because I just love how he starts from one place and then ends up in another. You know, again, he's just this mean-tempered, spoiled, selfish, and unkind beast, and not even like the mannerism he has as a beast. You know, in the beginning of the movie, you know, he's walking on all fours. You know, he's all beast-like because like, you know, as the years go by, he's becoming more of a beast. But then he's finding himself and finding his human side again as he's going along with Belle. But I just love the temper of the beast for some reason. You know, he invites her to dinner, but Belle refuses, and he's just like, "I thought I told you to come down to dinner. You come out or I'll break down the door. You can't stay in there forever. Fine, then go ahead and starve. If she doesn't eat with me, then she doesn't eat at all." Throughout all his anger, we do see that he is a tortured character, you know, and he's just losing hope that he's trying to get her to fall in love with him. And that's the lesson I love about this movie. You know, it's just never judge a book by its cover. But then again, you know, there's also a controversy and the argument that, you know, it's just having Stockholm Syndrome. But yeah, whatever. But I do have to question. Watching this movie with adult eyes, I do say that her falling in love with the Beast, and it does just happen abruptly. But at the end of the day, I still wrote with it though because the climax of the movie, pretty much the second act of the movie, it pretty much makes it worthwhile. And of course, we gotta talk about the music of the movie. Of course, I've already mentioned the intro song by Bell, and then you also got Be Our Guest, Put Our Service to the Test, which is all sung by Lumiere and Cosworth and all of them. And speaking of which, of course, you got the side characters like Lumiere, Cosworth, Mrs. Potch, who is voiced by Angela Lansbury, and Chip, and they are the comedic relief of this movie, and they just work. And that's I guess that's one of my fears about the live action Beauty and the Beast, because you see in the live action form, you're like, I don't know, but I think the thing is because the reason why the side characters they work is because they're in animated form, and because of the fact that you're so charmed by them, that just pretty much makes it worthwhile. But I do love the camaraderie between Lumiere and Cosworth. And of course, the villain of the movie, Gaston. And of course, I love Gaston's song. Like, I don't know why, but I tend to like the villain songs. No one slick like Gaston. Alright, I'm not gonna sing the whole thing. Like Gaston, he's fooling himself. He's had his eyes set on Belle. He's trying to marry her, but she's not having it. And that he's going through extreme measures to try to marry her. Even saying that her father is crazy enough to put him in an asylum unless she agrees to marry her. But what I like about Gaston is at the end of the movie, and especially the climax, he gets jealous because, she's falling in love with the Beast, and then he sees that, and he's just like, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you have feelings for this Beast. And then she's like, she's no Beast, Gaston, you are. She's as crazy as your man. The Beast will make out with your children. He'll come after you in the night. I will not rest until his head is mounted on my wall. I say we kill the Beast. Pretty much what I like about Gaston is pretty much his jealousy is pretty much his downfall. And I like that final battle between the Beast and Gaston. He's like, were you in love with her, Beast? Did you honestly think that she wants you when she had someone like me? It's over, Beast. Belle is mine! And then the Beast grabs him and he pretty much has him in a chokehold. And he's like, let me go, please. I'll do anything. Gaston, he's like a punk. But then the Beast, what I like about the Beast is he could have easily killed him at that moment, but then he finds his humanity again, and then just like that look alone where that look where he has an angry look on his face, but then he changes and realizes what he's doing, and he asks him politely to get out. And then he's reunited with Belle, but then Gaston sees that, and he gets so angry enough, and then he stabs the Beast, and then Gaston loses his footing, and then falls to his death, where he will be punished for his sins. Now, at that moment, I just love the moment where the Beast, he finally changes back after Belle finally says that she loves him. And of course, earlier in the movie, the Beast loved her back, and it happened right when that last petal falls. And then I just like the music and pretty much the magic, and just the scene alone where he's just changing. And then he finally turns back into Prince Adam, human form, and then they kiss, and then everything is all happy, and then they dance in the end, and happily ever after. And of course, you also got to talk about pretty much the title song, Beauty and the Beast, which is sung by Miss Potts, sung beautifully by Miss Angela Lansbury. I just love that scene. That was pretty much the money shot where they're dancing in the ball, and then the camera pans down, and I just love the animation in that particular scene. The animation in this movie, it still holds up to this day, in my opinion. Again, the animation and the music in this movie still holds up because the music, it was written and composed by the late Howard Ashman, who did the music for The Little Mermaid. And Howard Ashman, he died right before The Beauty and the Beast was about to be released, and I can imagine what he would have had stored for Aladdin and the Lion King, which I still love those two movies. In fact, I love those two movies more than Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid. But to me, Beauty and the Beast still holds up to this day because of its theatrics. But look, in the end, obviously you can tell I really love Beauty and the Beast. It's one of my favorite movies from my childhood. I could put this movie in at any time and I will instantly watch it, and I'm just instantly locked in. This movie still holds up to this day. The music is great, the animation, the characters. Again, a movie is so popular when a movie is over 15 years old and people still love and talk about it to this day that they make a live action version of it. Pray to God it's good. Pray to God it's good. That when you go into the live action Beauty and the Beast, you gotta realize, okay, the animated movie was just so good that you just gotta put that aside and just judge the live action version on its own merits. And that's how great Beauty and the Beast is. Like, everyone loves that movie, and this may just be my nostalgia talking, but I really watched this movie with adult eyes, and it still holds up to this day as a solid film. And because of that, I'm gonna give Beauty and the Beast 5 stars because it is truly a masterpiece. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more, check my channel. The link is in the description below. And be sure to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Movie Pilot, and Periscope. Peace. If you don't do any of the things, then fine! Then you can go ahead and starve!